Again.
This is a story of the men of yesterday. Doubt not that in this moment, in this very space, they live again, reborn, reaching out over the centuries to shake us all from our slumber, to show us all that as the sands of our lives dwindle and vanish, as our hearts beat defiantly on, we are all of us making history, here and now.
We had a long time between the end of filming of season 1 and season 2, and so I was raring to come back and get back into it.
We finished filming season 1 in February 2015, and we started filming season 2 in February 2016.
You haven't forgotten what to do.
Pour cette nouvelle saison, on avait vraiment l'ambition de faire encore plus beau.
Hello, this is day 112, shooting Versailles season 2, and we are at Parc de Sceaux, and we are shooting a garden party. Welcome.
The king!
We have where all of our lovely background artists are prepared, which I've heard a rumor is known as les Galeries des Glaces.
On a, pour les femmes, travaillé sur ce qu'on a appelé, nous, des surrobes, qui permettaient de transformer les décolletés, de les resserrer un peu, de s'approcher du changement de la mode de l'époque. Pour les comédiens principaux, il y a évidemment la nouvelle robe de la Montespan qu'on attend, parce qu'elle mise gros. Pour les hommes, c'est la mode militaire qui influence énormément la mode de la cour pour aller sur des gilets. Chevalier, au contraire, lui a été exilé en Italie, il revient un peu ouf.
Fashion will be our standard, darling, and the people will walk behind you. And me.
Les ailes n'existaient pas encore à l'époque de la deuxième saison, mais Versailles devient quelque chose de fastueux.
Louis se tourne vraiment vers l'intérieur. Et donc c'est aussi ça qu'on voulait montrer cette saison, c'était que l'intérieur devenait de plus en plus riche.
The sets were designed and built by these incredible French artisans, carpenters, and painters, and sculptors.
Comme Montespan est la favorite du roi, on a vraiment élargi ses appartements et surtout une grande baignoire qui est très célèbre.
It's a real treat to be in these beautiful studios.
On a construit ce grand salon qui est tout nouveau.
We are in the Grand Salon, a new room that the designers have built this year. It's pretty epic. As you can see, up on the wall is me, big portrait of me. We can do set pieces like dances and gambling.
We used as a metaphor the construction of the palace. The interior decorations are underway. In a sense, that's what's happening to the king.
Only they may speak the truth about your future.
I built these walls to protect myself against threats from outside. Now I find that the greater danger lies within them.
On day 98, I will be showing you how I become Louis XIV.
En moyenne, c'est une demi-heure, la pose de la perruque. La progression, chez nous, elle se trouve là, en fait, dans le côté travaillé du cheveu. On est un peu plus dans le raffinement, dans la boucle au fer.
It's not just us, the storytellers, making Versailles a darker world. It's everything. Hair changes, makeup changes.
En termes de maquillage, Louis, il est un peu parano et je lui corrige pas ses cernes.
Ce costume, c'est que celui qui a pris le plus de temps pour être fait parce qu'il y a eu un travail de garniture et de broderie qui a occupé 2 personnes pendant 2 semaines, je pense. C'est son poids en argent et en or.
On est prêt.
Louis était obsédé par la création de ce projet pour enfermer la noblesse dans Versailles et avoir un contrôle absolu sur elle. À la fin de la saison 1, c'était chose faite.
New lodgings on the approach should be completed by the spring. Your dream of Versailles is made flesh.
Mais que se passe-t-il lorsqu'on enferme une horde de nobles ambitieux dans un espace restreint?
Make an enemy of the most powerful woman in France and I doubt you'll have any future at all.
Les ambitions, les rivalités, etc. commencent vraiment à se faire sentir.
The court is a ladder, but opportunity does not shine equally for all. The more powerful your friends, the longer you remain up the ladder.
L'étiquette est au centre de tout ça. Les nobles se mettent les uns derrière les autres avec un espèce de classement qui leur permet d'approcher le roi.
It really is about Louis struggling with what he lets in and how he can deal with all these forces.
When you gain the power, you've been able to muzzle the nobles, as you put it. How do you keep that power?
You are the cream of the French aristocracy and the envy of every court in Europe. But when I look at you, I see corruption, darkness, temptation, greed. Murder.
I can see paradise, but you must build it for yourself.
Louis spent very little time sleeping, in fact. He spent a lot of his nights visiting other people or wandering the palace. And so we've taken that historical fact and tried to add some drama into it, in that Louis loses control. He starts becoming lost, and we have a theme in this season of a labyrinth. We're at the Chateau de Grosset today, a beautiful location to film a sequence at the start of episode 3.
I see before me my friends, companions, people I love and trust.
We're shooting Louis' dream sequence where we all laugh at him. And I said this morning to George, I said, I've saved my best laugh for you.
If not,
So it's kind of a horrible nightmare.
So he's having a dream that they're laughing at him because he's pretending to be a king, when in fact, Montespan is the king.
It is customary to bow to the king.
Untamed. The meaning of diamond in ancient Greek.
The Marquise de Montespan.
Beginning of the season, Montespan is very much where she wanted to be. She's pregnant with the king's child. She's really the queen of the court.
She wants the king, and she's got him. It was a very passionate affair.
I have had many lovers. But when I see you smile, laugh, weep,
what she does do is influence the king in season 2 in a way that she hadn't done before.
why do you hate her so?
Is it wrong to hate the woman who's poisoned and twisted my husband's mind?
And she certainly had an impact on him, and he on her.
Because he loved her so much, I think she was responsible for his broken heart.
On a vraiment, je pense, affaire à un roi qui dit « Moi, je veux être un homme et je veux aimer la femme que j'aime et je veux qu'on me laisse l'aimer tranquillement. »
Louis refuses to be steered by Bontemps, by anyone. He's not a fan of Montespan. Is having Louis taken away from him by her. Bontemps' loyalty is tested in the new season.
Not long ago, you looked me in the eye and said, "What is this madness? Any woman would influence me in matters of state. That's enough. You will tell me, and by the morning, she will be gone."
I said enough!
It's about her sustaining that power throughout the season.
The king is surrounded by beauty all day, every day. I am still his favorite, but one day that will change.
She obviously didn't react very well because I think it pushed the king very far away.
Madame de Montespan represents a much darker existence at Versailles this year because she likes to engage in parts of society at Versailles that perhaps Louis hasn't engaged in up till now.
Will you come with me to the cards? Madame Agathe taught me a love spell, and I chant it every night.
Hell will rise, sire, and consume all you have built.
A major demon for Louis this new season is a new character, Madame Agathe, who is a fortune teller.
I see no glory.
Thank you for all the fun. We are leaving.
You have seen paradise. The fires are coming, not just for you, but for all of France. Terrible things happen to kings.
This initial influence with Madame Agathe affects Louis for the rest of the 10 hours of this new season. Powders, liquids, ideas. Poisons can take many forms.
Le cœur de la deuxième saison, c'est vraiment l'affaire des poisons.
The affair of the poisons is a strong metaphor for why the building itself is rotten to the core, why Louis cannot maintain that control that he's looking for.
It is in my walls. It is in my blood and in my mind.
À l'époque, on comptait quelques 5000 empoisonneuses à Paris. C'était des dealeuses. Hein.
And drink. Keep it with you.
Les femmes étaient obligées de se marier parfois avec des hommes qui avaient 40 ans, 50 ans de plus qu'elles. C'est de l'arme des femmes.
Death. Or suffering.
Les filtres d'amour, les poisons, permettent d'éliminer un mari, d'éliminer l'adversaire. On est vraiment dans quelque chose qui est presque du polar.
Check all of the rooms thoroughly.
In Fabien's investigation of the affair of the poisons in the new season, he encounters many clues along the way. Clues are leading Fabien down the wrong path continually, and it's a very complex case.
You're going to tell me where you acquired the poison.
I need you to be my ears in the salons. Talk to your friends. I want to know what the rooms are saying.
Will Sophie get tougher in the new season? Definitely.
Madame de Renault is guilty, of course.
What a tragedy. And with Fabienne now sort of hiring her to be a spy.
There are many foes, and it would be hard to pinpoint, you know, the main foes, although I think it would be Agathe. He doesn't understand why she has so much power, and he doesn't believe in any of the witchcraft that she's involved in, but her power is very real.
He might be the sun, my dear, but you are the star.
At the end of season 1, Philippe decides that he's never coming back to Versailles.
The king needs his brother around and wants to prove to the world that everybody is at Versailles.
You are here out of duty.
A blind obedience to a higher power. What you want, you get.
His brother is an extremely important figure in the court, and his absence from court has a notable effect on the chemistry in the building.
Welcome to Versailles.
Louis and Philippe are, you know, are the closest characters in the show because no matter how much they contest each other, no matter how much they fight each other, they do it because of love.
You are placing the entire fate of France in my hands. Why?
I hardly have to say it.
Might be nice to hear. Glory. Whose?
Ours.
Episode 6 is one of my favorite episodes in season 2. And then you finally get to see what life would be like in Versailles if Philippe got to be king.
The French appetite for your spices and salt.
Good God, Colbert. You're trying to bore this man half to death.
And that turns out to be an orgy. Any sort of excuse to push Versailles into more depravity, I think he embraces full-heartedly. I firmly believe that this show works the best when it is 100% embedded in rock and roll.
The king will take great exception to this display of contempt.
He'll understand.
This situation becomes very interesting when Louis decides to remarry him for political reasons.
Marriage is not for love, as much as it is for the state.
Well, then we have the perfect candidate.
Madame is right.
Palatine.
Now that's what we need here. A touch of Teutonic fashion.
So today, I am going to get married for the second time. New season, new wife, baby, yeah!
Because Henriette died in season 1.
There could be 50 beautiful women in corsets, but I am the most beautiful person in that room when I'm wearing that dress. That day was insane. Just in this amazing new set that we've got in this grand salon that they've built in Brie. There was about a 5 to 10 minute period dance bit at the start.
Beyonce. No.
And also dancing in a dress.
C'est très difficile d'adopter un costume de femme sur un corps d'homme. C'est toujours la provocation. Mais là, il fallait vraiment que ça soit franchement féminin et ambigu.
You have to remember that why Philippe wears women's clothes, and it's to make himself feel even more beautiful. He wants to be an icon.
The king! I think When you get to work with an actor like Alex, you automatically raise your game. You know, in my year off, I'd missed working with actors like Alex.
I love him as a brother now, you know, and it's nice to come back and work with him. It's magical. When we're on screen together, it's something brilliant happens, I think. Fireworks happen.
You'll make a laughing stock of the court. I believe I already have that honor. Would you like to dance?
I'd love to.
Palatine herself as a character brings a fresh dynamic to Versailles.
Good for girls to get their knees dirty.
She is a German princess.
She's from the provinces, effectively, for him. But she's very sophisticated and very clever and knows a lot about statecraft and a lot about politics.
She's very famous for the letters that she wrote. She's quite different to the usual women, or the usual people, potentially, that you see in Versailles. What is a bedding ceremony?
She is very boisterous and likes to go hunting, as Louis does, and then they form a bond.
Through the trees.
I see nothing.
A wild boar, 200 pounds. Fair game, I'd say.
It would be a trifle dangerous.
And her only job is to get pregnant. You know, that's her one duty in life. And she's married to the guy that doesn't like women. So it's a bit tricky.
Indulge your wildest fantasies. Think of sweaty soldiers on the battlefield. And I think it's part of her trueness of character. It's part of the fact that she's so honest and so real that she accepts him for who he is in the way that she'd want to be accepted for who she is.
You shall look ridiculous if you do not participate.
I am standing here talking to my new husband's lover. I am well aware of how ridiculous I look. There's definitely some strained relationships at first with the other curly, blonde-haired one.
She's not fooled for a second by Chevalier and his antics, and she's not impressed.
Stop!
It's a sort of unforced menage a trois.
You two, shut up. I've seen turkeys with more sense.
Chevalier greatly underestimates what La Palatine is capable of.
I pity you.
Why?
Because you're scared.
Chevalier gets consumed by laudanum, opium, basically becomes a drug addict.
It's a precipice that the two lovers are on in this season, and the inherent imbalance in their relationship is really tested.
You can't go.
Especially from Chevalier's point of view, it goes from a joke to becoming serious, to becoming a problem, to becoming devastating. And it's a long and twisting fall all the way to the end.
Maybe this will help you find the right words.
The day that Philippe decides he doesn't want him around, he's gone. Chevalier needs Philippe, and Philippe doesn't need Chevalier. For me, that's a huge problem.
You dare threaten me? No. I have a much better idea.
Have you ever heard of William of Orange?
Only vaguely, sire. From the pamphlets.
He is a young man, not dissimilar to myself.
Today, we prepare for war.
I'm rallying my troops, teaching them how to use a bayonet.
It enables a soldier to continue fighting if he has shot his musket and does not have time to reload.
Pour l'instant, c'est un entraînement sans tir, de façon qu'ils puissent piquer avec la baïonnette dans les sacs d'entraînement qui sont garnis de paille.
Hey, bayonet! Charge!
Et après, j'aurai, moi, des tirs à faire à la poudre noire. Toi, le silex, hop, toi, produit une étincelle. On met le feu à la poudre et fait partir la balle et la détonation.
Making history is all about timing. And having God on your side.
We have killed hundreds, possibly more.
I think it's on the king's mind to expand his empire. It's the true birth of the French superstate in this season.
This really comes to a head in the middle of this new season when Louis decides to go to war himself.
I am building an empire. I have no intention of sharing it.
The war between William of Orange and Louis has been ongoing, really, for a long time, since the series started.
But what he has in William of Orange is a younger, just as Machiavellian opponent, a sort of shadow of himself in many ways.
I want Maastricht. Bonn. Maastricht.
We see these two extremely powerful men, hungry young men, who are driven by these extremely strong desires for power and success.
Give me one good reason why I should not have you killed.
Because you do not wish me dead.
I don't?
No. Without an enemy, you would have no purpose.
We filmed it at a location north of Paris in a huge field with a huge setup of cannons and horses. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had as an actor, this sequence where Louis got to lead the charge into battle. I was given the opportunity to do all of my own horse riding, all my own stunts, and it was amazing. Louis decides to go to war to escape Versailles and try to find solace and purer thought on the battlefield.
When he goes to war, I think, is when he's moving in that direction, to the light, and becoming truly the Sun King.
Here I am before you, a sinner, penitent. Do you hear me?
Today we go to church to confess our many sins.
He deals with religion in this season with difficulty.
Sire, the Lord is speaking to you. Abandon God. He will abandon you.
Bossuet spends a lot of this new season trying to bring Louis back to a religious context.
Rome must be made aware that they must keep their Roman noses out of our business.
Marie-Thérèse is looking for allies that will help her to recreate moral order at the court.
Do you believe in divine punishment?
I also believe in divine forgiveness. She gets a new character called Father Pascal to come in to try and help her again with her quest against Montespan. But it's a difficult fight.
He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go, but sin no more.
If you banish Father Pascal from court, you banish me.
My dear.
He stays at court or I return to Spain.
Louis' journey in this new season is to hell and back.
Who murdered you?
You did, Louis. I no longer recognize you.
I do not recognize myself.
What are you scared of?
That I'm nothing.
Scarron represent enlightenment and purity.
The Queen's power really lies in her ability to influence the church and ultimately the king.
He must place someone else in his life, someone chaste and devout, who will show him the path of moderation.
But who?
She is a woman who is devoutly religious. She is able to be a friend to Marie-Thérèse as much as she's been able to be a friend to Montespan.
What do you pray for?
For you. You need it more than anyone. She helped the king to find God again.
You are not alone.
you see?
Darkness.
Precisely.
I dreamed of creating a hallway 10 times the size of this room. A room without darkness. On one side, windows looking out to the gardens. On the other, mirrors.
La Galerie des Glaces, c'est un peu la prochaine grande étape de construction du château. Donc d'une façon ou d'une autre, il faudra que ça devienne un enjeu de saison 3.
Versailles only started in 1683, but the idea is there.
A hall of blinding light that would make the palace famous throughout the world and for time eternal.
He needs to bring in the light. It's not enough to build the palace, you have to make it your own.
Let us now turn this dream into reality.
We start in darkness and we travel to light through religion and through belief.
L'intérêt de la deuxième saison, c'est qu'on a des comédiens beaucoup plus matures, beaucoup plus forts, beaucoup plus à l'aise dans leurs personnages. George, par exemple, est en totale maîtrise.
George shone in season 1, but he finally gets his moment to shine. I think this is truly the year of the king.
And you're watching this man through now 20 hours of drama. The most important thing I've always tried to do with him is to make him human.
He finds the sun towards the end of this season. I think he realizes what it is that he needs to do.
If I can make people who are watching the show think, I'd probably do that in that position, or this guy isn't all that bad, then my job is done. And I hope people will enjoy watching this man who perhaps they love to hate.
Yes, Louis, yes, you created all of this. Cuckoo. Yes, you're the Sun King. Yes, sure. Yeah. Yes, that's you, yes. I'm sorry, he's on his medication, his morphine's kicking in. Come on, on your walk. Come on, Clive, it's okay. It's okay, Clive.